Very good morning indeed. Many thanks indeed for checking in. This is the YouTube channel, free to air, of Peter Private 99. A very warm welcome indeed. Well, a big day ahead of us today. It might be a quiet Thursday for most people, but not for me, and it's not for you now you're tuning into this channel right now. This is May the 28th. It's Thursday, and I've got a 66-1 double for you in LYON Banker over there in France. Well, two big bets coming up to you now. They run a bit later in the 550 and the 620 race, so you've got plenty of time to get your bets on. But I would suggest you get them on early, and I would suggest that you take the price, because nearly all my horses that I'm giving you are being heavily backed. Indeed, just 2 days ago, I tipped you a horse in France, which came second each way, was 10-1 and backed into 5-2. And of course, in the last week or so in France, I've tipped you an absolute mountain of winners, 6-1, 16-1, 25-1 doubles, all bang winners in France. And we are stacks in profit on French racing. But of course, the UK racing about to return and the Irish racing about to return. We're just going to press the absolute turbocharge on the profits. Already tipped you 70 winners in just 4 or 5 weeks on the service, as I say, including 50-1 trebles, 25-1 trebles, 20-1 doubles, 16-1 singles. So many, 12-1, 12-1, 10-1, 9-1. The list, it really is amazing in just a few weeks, and some massive prices. Striking on winners, just under 30% strike rate on all winners, and I confidently expect to add to that today with these 2 8-1 chances. If one of them wins, you're going to show a good profit, of course, and if both of them win, you cop on a 66-1, and if both of them in the frame even, you're going to get yourself about a 6 or 7-1 payout. Can't be bad. Okay, lot to get through. Let's start at the beginning, shall we? This first bet I'm going to give you is a very strong advice. As I say, I've picked a lot of winners in France for you, a lot of winners. You can check them all out by looking back at the video vault, but trust me, there's been an absolute stack of them. Magnetic Attitude won at 16-1, that was one of them. I can remember just off the top of my head, but without looking at the details, and I've got stats running all over the place here, I don't need to tell you how many there've been if you're following me. There's been an absolute boatload of winners, including some huge prices, as I said, 16-1, 50-1, 25-1, 16-1, 10-1, 12-1, 9-1, and most of these horses I'm giving you are extremely well backed. And this one, I'll be amazed if it's not well backed as well. I'm going to take you to the 550 at LYON Banker for a horse ridden by a girl jockey called Axel Nico. Doesn't really mean much to most people, I suppose, as I say, unless it's your mother or father or your family, but it does to me. Number one is the horse. It's called La Fibre, F-I-B-R-E. F-I-B-R-E, La Fibre. It's trained by Mark Pimbernet, who's in great form, Mark. But Axel Nico claims £7. She's an apprentice, and she is worth more than £7, trust me. She's an absolute treasure, and she's a wonderful jockess. And I think she may well ride the winner of this. And I could see this horse going off near enough favourite. It is 7 or 8-1 with most of the bookmakers, but I say nearly all the horses I give you are backed extremely heavily, and this one is definitely overpriced, without a doubt. It's number one, La Fibre. It's L-A-F-I-B-R-E, trained by Pimbernet, as I say, banging form. But Axel Nico is also in amazing form. She really is. And she claims £7, which is really money for old rope, that. So she's knocking £7 off this weight of 9 stone 12 to bring it down to 9 stone 5. And it looks a handicap snip to me. And it's something to bet on. And it's 8-1, 7-1 across the board. I think it'll probably go off near enough favourite. I've got this message on nice and early. Today is Thursday, by the way. I'm not sure if I told you that. But it is Thursday, May the 28th. So you are coming through on the right day. And I'm very heavy on this today, as you can see now, the way I'm talking about it. This jockey is very special. Jockess, she really is. And I think she'll win today on this horse, who's called La Fibre. I say, trained by Mark Pimbernet. I've got another horse to tell you about in a moment, but I must say that, you know, Sometimes you get horses which are really shouldn't be the price they are, and this one exactly that. And these are the races I concentrate on, these handicap races, where I find horses which are much better than the form figures suggest. This horse has got figures of 20934, which don't really tell you the full story, but now today everything looks set fair over this 7 furlongs extended trip, almost a mile. The ground conditions are perfect. The book is paying out a fifth for the first 4, good to soft conditions. It's a really weak race. This is only £6 to the winner. It won't take much winning. It's 3 to 1, 7 to 2 the field. With this jockey on board and Pimbonnet in great form, the horse is ready to strike, in my opinion, and I'm going in myself on it quite large today. Number 1, La Fibre is the first bet of the day on this morning message. I say at 11 a.m. I'm on slightly before 11 a.m. If you're not subscribed to this channel and you want to make sure you get alerts for when I'm on earlier or when I'm coming on later, it's free to subscribe. You just click the subscribe button and then press the alarm bell, and then you just press notifications all. I'm sure you understand what to do, but just click subscribe and follow the instructions, press the bell and do the rest, notifications all, and then you get all the alerts from me free of charge that tell you when I'm online. So we'll be changing the times of these transmissions shortly when English racing's come back. I'll be on before 11 o'clock, probably 9:30. I'll let you know anyway. And you don't want to be missing any of them, because what I do, as well as pick a lot of winners, obviously, you know that, it goes without saying, is get horses which are attractively priced and above the odds what they should be. Horses with no form figures to recommend them. Not everyone can win, but when you're picking horses average price, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14 to 1, you don't need them all to win. It's about profit and loss accounts, and that's what I'm into. Backing big price doubles and trebles to get yourself a big chance of a payola for a small outlay, as well as backing them individually, of course. Okay, so subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button, and then you won't miss a trick. I think I've got 450 subscribers or something, and it's going up all the time, and so long may it continue. The second bet of the day, which I'm going to give you now, is trained by another very warm trainer indeed. I'm just going to bring this up to make sure everything's going to post. It's trained by Bernard Gounod, who's also in cracking form, and I think this horse has an outstanding, well, I know it's got an outstanding chance, I don't think it has. It's if it can put its best foot forward. You can't run for these animals. All you can do is look at the grade of opposition, look at the statistics, the analysis of the race, the grade of the race, the draw bias, the going. You can check everything out, the form of the jockey, the form of the trainer, but you still can't run for the horse. But this one is ready to strike today. It's got everything in its favour, and when that is the case, usually they have a go with them, basically. And I think this one's going to be having a go today. Everything's in its favour for a big run, the same as it is with La Fibre. So we're going each way on this one, as well as each way in the 550. This is the 620, again at LYON Banker. And then I'm back to you at 4 o'clock tonight for Gulfstream, where I'll preview all the stateside action. Now, this horse is ridden by another very good apprentice indeed. And this apprentice's name is Delphine Santiago. Another very good apprentice indeed, who's rode plenty of winners, claims 4, but very valuable 4 indeed. Better than the 4. It's the £4 claim this apprentice gets. It really is 4 for nothing, really, because standard-wise, it's certainly as good as the other jockeys in the race. And Bernard Gounod, great trainer, no doubt about that. This form is even worse than the other one, officially, if you look at the board, 250-594. 250-594. Another telephone number next to its name. Well, when I see 250-594, I suggest there could well be a 1 next to its name following that. Just as I told you with La Fibre, who's got bad form figures as such when you look at it at face value. So I'm going to give you this one to bet, number 14, or certainly if you want to bet it, I'm going to tip it and I'm going to bet it. La Fibre runs in the 620, again over the extended 7 furlongs. It's a mile race at LYON Banker over the good to soft. It's a fifth for the odds, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm having 2 singles, and I'm also each way, that is, and I'm also having the each way double. Now, I am very sure that these horses are going to be heavily punted. I just am. And not wrongly so, because nearly all the horses I tip you are being well backed, and a lot of them are winning at big prices backed right down. So take the price, early price if you can, and that's what I'm going to do next week, very shortly, I'm going to come on earlier and earlier to make sure you can get the early odds before anyone else gets on. And all the shrewdies and the wise guys and the inside agents will beat them to it. Okay, that's it. I'll speak to you at 4 o'clock. Have a good one. Bye for now.